Hey everyone, Jeff here from M-pact, and today we're giving you a little behind-the-scenes peek at part of our audio production process. So, one of the questions we get pretty often is how we go about tracking and producing the vocal percussion on our studio recordings. Now, obviously there are a lot of different ways to do this, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to show you one of the techniques that I have used on quite a few of our recordings over the years. So let's jump right in. Step one is to record it live. I'll almost always do this one section at a time. So like the intro, verse, chorus, or whatever. And it'll usually take quite a few practice runs before I get a pass that I want to keep. But for this video, I'm going to be tracking the chorus. Once I've got the first pass tracked, step two is to record it live a second time. Now usually the goal here is to try and match the original pass as closely as possible. However, I've also found that small variations in the second pass, like maybe in the hi-hat pattern for example, this can create some variety that makes for a more lively sonic experience for the listener. Once I've got two passes that I like, I pan them left and right, and then I'll have something that sounds like this. After the live tracks are done, I'll go back and record samples of my kick and snare drum sounds. Or sometimes I'll pull them from a library of my vocal percussion samples that I keep. Once I've got kick and snare samples that I like, I'll copy and paste them into the session and align them with the kick and snare sounds from the original live tracks. Once we've got the kick and snare drum samples copied and pasted into the session, this section now sounds like this. So at this point, we have a really solid groove for the chorus of the song. So the next step is to go through and add any other extra percussion elements that might be needed for the arrangement. For example, you'll see that I added an extra offbeat hi-hat line that sounds like this. You can also see that I added some crash cymbals on these two tracks. I usually like to have at least a couple of different cymbal sounds to give it a little bit more variety. The final step is, of course, all of the production elements like EQ, compression, reverb, and delays. These decisions are typically made by the mixing engineer for the project, although I'll often make suggestions about production ideas that I may have for particular parts of the song. So, to wrap up this video, let's drop this drum groove in with the rest of the recording to see how it sounds. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.
Looking over my shoulder.